Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all can hear me or so, but I think y'all can. But welcome to this edition, this special edition.
Issues.
What? What? Can you not hear me? He having issues. Welcome to this special edition of the X-Fan Show, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have it any other way, as we do here. You can't have some type of issue going on without something going on with Spurge's computer.
Always something with me. Always something.
It is, because you're as idiotic as can be. And I'm looking at this caption exclusive interview with James Champagne. That's why I knew this is my fault. This is all my fault.
Here, I'm gonna change it real quick.
You can't change it, you idiot. You can't
yes,
change
I can.
it.
Watch, bro. As we're going, I'm gonna change it. You know you should never leave anything to me because you have an idiot co-host.
I do. I really do. It's not a lie. It's not. These are all facts, man. I got an idiotic co-host, man.
You do, bro, and I feel bad for you. But Arlington, we have something exclusive, something we don't get a lot of.
Forgive me, man.
Something that we don't get a lot of. Look, I changed it. See it? And we have. Are you okay? Can we get on with this? Can we get on with this?
Man. I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right. I had to get out, man.
Okay, good. Can we get on with this? Look, I changed it right there. Coach James, sure. We have with us the new head coach. He was the interim. He no longer has the interim title anymore. He is now the new head coach, Mr. James Champagne. How are you, sir?
There he is.
There he is.
He haven't introduced himself.
It's one of those days. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see what happens. There we go. Can you hear us, Coach?
He's like, what is happening right now, man? I can't hear
happening?
Nothing.
Coach, remove yourself and come back in.
Oh, there you go. I hear something.
I hear him now. Coach, are you there?
I can't hear y'all.
All right, remove yourself and come back in. We can hear you though. So let's do this. We're gonna kick Coach out. You gotta love.
I can't hear y'all.
You can't. All right, Coach. We're gonna kick you out and come back in.
He's not muted either, so
he's not. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick him. It's okay. I'm gonna text him to tell him to come back in. You know, hey, it's always something, right? With us, Arlington, it never can just go. It can never just go perfect
without a hitch.
Never can.
Can never go without a hitch, man.
But you know.
So just to let you know, folks, today we have an exclusive interview with, when he does come back, the new head coach of the Texas Syndicate, James Champagne. And we're going to talk to him about taking on this new role as now the head guy of the Texas Syndicate. So
he is. And for a lot of people, you guys don't know that the Syndicates had put out their thing. They had Coach Mark Campbell had come. All right, there he is. Let's let him get situated first and see. All right, so he's there. So, Coach, can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us before we bring you back on. All right, he can hear us.
There he is.
So,
he ready for it?
We'll bring him in after we explain. Well, we'll be able to hear you, Coach, but we just want to explain. So, he was the interim coach, and then Coach Coleman had some family issues. And, Arlington, the one thing I have to say about this Continental Football League is they are very family-oriented. And they care about their family. And
that is the fact.
You know, Coach Coleman, deepest sympathies to him and his family. They are having some issues, some family, personal issues. And Quincy, the general of the Texas Syndicate, the owner, was kind enough to let him step aside. And as he had Coach Champagne, he has now promoted Coach Champagne to the head coach title. No longer has the interim. Unlike some other leagues in around the world, they'll make a guy stay as the interim head coach all year. But not here. Coach, how are you today?
I'm good. Good morning. How are y'all?
We are good. Coach, sorry for all the confusion we had going on. I don't know what's been going on. I tested everything. Everything was working. And then as soon as you got on, my system started messing up. As soon as Arlen got on, the system started messing up. So it's just one of those things. You know what I mean?
All good. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, Arlington, you ready? Are we going?
Yeah, we here, man. We here.
All right. Coach, first, let's address the elephant in the room. Coach Coleman has stepped down as your as your guys' head coach. What was your first thoughts on Coach Coleman deciding he was going to step down as head coach?
It's always sad for someone to step down or not coach, but we understand the situation. We're about family. We're people first at the end of the day. So when you have other things to tend to and support, we understand that. So all that does is Coach Coleman is still a part of us, right? And all that does is add another element to our mission as far as another why, for why we do what we do. And we're just going to dedicate this season to him and dedicate this journey to him, but still pray and support him in person and from afar.
Yeah, you're right. And it looked, and then you were named the interim coach. So at that time, you were still gonna have some input from Coach Coleman. What does it mean to you now that Coach Coleman has stepped down, where Mr. Workman, Quincy, the owner of your Texas Syndicate, said, "Hey, Coach, instead of going and looking for somebody, I'm just going to take the interim title off of you." What did that mean to you as a coach that Mr. Workman is putting that much trust into you now as the head coach?
Well, I mean, I'm grateful for the opportunity, grateful for Mr. Workman for believing in me, but I believe he believed in me from day one when he just hired me to be a part of his organization, and whatever position and role or duty that I had for this particular mission, I was going to execute that. And if I didn't know how to execute it, I was going to find a way to learn how to execute it. So appreciate the front office and Mr. Workman for making the choice that they made and believing in me. But it's not about me, it's about we. It's just about our entire coaching staff. It's about our entire players and their families and our city that we represent in the Austin area. So, yes, sir.
All right. So Coach Champagne, have you had any opportunities to talk with Coach Coleman about like strategies he may have wanted to use for the season? And if so, will you be implementing those for the syndicate for this upcoming 2026 season?
Not as recent, if I'm being honest. We probably talked a few weeks ago, just to stay on task with each other. But Coach Coleman and I were similar and like-minded anyway, from the very beginning that we met. So it's kind of hard to decipher if it's whose plans or whose approaches that we would take, because Coach Coleman and I, from all the conversations that I've had with him since meeting him back in late October, or dialoguing with him since late October, we have a very similar approach on a lot of things. So I would say yes, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whose name is on it. We have a mission to our guys and to our front office and to our coaching staff and players to be the last team standing in the league when that time comes. We just got to win January and then on to February and so on and so forth.
now that you have the reins as the head coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where now you really have the decision, because I know that there were some decisions that that Coach Coleman was making, but now you have the decisions. And for some reason, I'm having issues, and I'm going to send Arlington something, and I want him to share this picture because I got the opportunity to meet you.
Yes, sir.
And it was a great thing. And I took this picture of you, and I think this encaptures what I thought of you from when I met you. We were at the Gridiron, Arlington. I just sent it to you in Messenger. You were at the College Gridiron Showcase, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were getting to look over all of the scouting reports and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now you really got to make that decision. Like, what was it on those scouting reports? Because I know Arlington's getting ready to pull it up here in a second. What were on those reports that you, as now the main guy in charge of the head coach, what was it that you were looking at for these players and out of these players at the College Gridiron Showcase?
We were looking at different positions, and of course, what college they came from, kind of little backstory on them. Some of the names based off of seeing their faces earlier that day or maybe the day before, kind of putting a face to a name or a face to a school, so to speak, so that way we can connect the name. Just really locked in on trying to pinpoint the few guys we had targeted based off of the position. So that way we can talk to them in person in that room and talk more about the human. You know what I'm saying? The human gets to know us and me, and I get to know them. Obviously, we were able to see a glimpse of what they were able to do on the football field at the college showcase, and then, of course, research it and confirm it, so to speak, online. And now it's just, hey, let's have a casual conversation and get to know each other as humans to see if it's a good match.
Look at him. See, I love it. Look at him, Arlington. Doesn't he look like, do you know the great piece of artwork, The Thinker? Do you remember the artwork? Look, he's the thinker. Is he not? Look at him sitting there, all majestic in serious.
My man is strategizing because he wants to provide the best players possible for the Texas Syndicate, and he wants to have the better team when we get into this Continental Football League season in 2026. So I see him using, I think, is that a tablet there in front of you as I'm seeing right there? Is that right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh, he got it. He got it in. Is that in your hand?
Yeah, they had tablets. They had tablets that they used there, Arlington, and stuff like that. And this is in this little room, and it was just this one little candid shot that I took. I just saw him sitting there, and I'm like, oh,
good shot, man.
I was like, this would be a good shot. And I did some editing and stuff like that. Like, what people don't realize, that room was completely lit up, was it not, Coach?
It was. It really was.
Yeah. And it was the way that he was sitting there, Arlington. All I thought was the thinker, right? So I'm like, you know what? I have an idea for this shot. I'm going to dim all the lights around him.
That's crazy.
And I'm going to silhouette, as you see right here, the silhouette, the circle right behind him. And that's how I did it in the program that I used, because I thought it just gave him more of a look. Now, Coach, you just weren't at the College Gridiron Showcase.
You tell all your secrets, man.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You guys were also at the Dream Bowl, also there in Fort Worth, Texas. So, as you were the OC, then you went to interim, now you're the head coach. Did it make you change your approach on how you were looking at guys? Or did you go in with, or did you go in with the same mindset? Like, how does that work, going from like the OC to the interim to the head coach, and the mindset of how you look at guys now?
I didn't go into it with a different mindset, right? Because even as the interim head coach at the time, you still had a job to do, right? So, and for me, I kind of had experience prior to the syndicate with head coaching and things of that nature. So when you go to something as far as the college showcase, the Dream Bowl, or any of those other bowls or combines or showcases, you need to don't deviate from your training. So I didn't go into the Dream Bowl thinking about one particular side of the ball. I had a strong idea of what we needed, um, what we have, and what we wanted to sustain and grow, and what we also needed. So I'm not gonna give too much tricks to the trade, so to speak. Although it's more than one way to do things. I went into it with the same approach, and I knew what areas we needed to attack and what areas need focus. But regardless of what, everything is at maximum energy and everything's at maximum effort. Even in that room, right? You remember it, but that room was like off to the side. Like people, I think that room players had their equipment in there or something like that, and that photo, especially the way you edited it, that kind of describes me. Whereas that's blocking to me, that's blocking out the noise, but just being routine. So
Well, here, like Jin says, he uses the Chaplin chicken scratch notes, and he has a different approach of seeing things. He is a thinker.
yeah.
I mean, it was amazing as like because I was running around with my chicken with my head cut off,
Mm-hmm.
and I've talked to Arlington about this off the air and stuff like that. But as a coach, and now that you said you're seeing it from both sides of the ball now, but as a head coach, like what was that weekend? Was it like a whirlwind weekend or like because for me it was. I mean, long days. I told Arlington, I think we did one day. Saturday was 18-hour day, an
Yep.
18-hour day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, it was fun, but miserable at the same time.
Oh man, it was a dogfight. It was a dogfight, but a lot of memories are made, in my opinion. Got the dialogue with some coaching staff that was there. Quarterback coach, Coach Ellison was present. Our defensive line coach, Coach Smith, was present. Our owner, obviously, Mr. Workman. Um, my wife was there with me. She didn't come to the college showcase, but she was there for more dream work, Dream Bowl work. So good memories are made. That Saturday was about 17 hours, roughly. The 17 hours in the public, I should say, right? Roughly, just in the public. And then you spend your time with your loved one, your wife or your significant other and all that good stuff. And then you're still putting in another 1 to 3 hours, so to speak, either on phone calls or at the hotel or still doing work behind the scenes. So about 17 hours to the public eye, so to speak, and another 1 to 3 hours offline. So, but it's a part of the schedule. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy to think how that all worked. Arlington stepped away real quick. He'll be right back. But now that you're the guy, the head coach, right? Have you talked to your other coaches about what kind of philosophy? Because I'm sure you're going to do a different philosophy. I'm sure you're going to be looking now for an OC, right? I know you already have your DC guy in place with Trey.
Coach Trey, he's the OC. So we have
Oh,
our
that's
OC
right.
already. Yep, it's flip flop. Yep. So,
Yeah, you'll be looking for a DC now.
Yes, sir.
A DC coordinator, and all of that. Like, have you talked to Trey and say, okay, here's where this is all going to go. Now that I'm the main guy, I need you. I need you here, or like, how has that conversation went with you and Trey?
Conversation hasn't changed too much because Coach Trey and I were having dialogue conversations beforehand, right? Even with me DCing and him OCing, so that way we can complement each other, help each other, demand more out of each other, dominate each other during the week, so that way him and I collectively can get our guys together to dominate whoever's in front of us for game day. And then last few weeks, even with the interim head coach role or whatever, I was familiar with his philosophy. I talked with him, about things that I've seen or done on offense or philosophy approaches. So now that things are in place how they are, we've talked, but the talks haven't been too drastic or extensive or extra. They've just been more routine because Coach Trey and I are familiar than what people think or expect. We've kind of been having those conversations beforehand anyway, on just what type. And it's not necessarily scheme and alignment. Yeah, we talk about that, but it's about his word is culture, my word is mentality. But at the end of the day, they both mean the same thing, right? So that's we've been merging that together for quite a while, just by simple dialogue. So hey, we got to finish and win January. January is almost complete. We're at a decent pace with January. We started off really well. We haven't been at a standstill, just been kind of sustaining, and now we got to make a strong push to put them in the ground. Right, we have our foot on January's neck, but now we got to drive them to the ground. Right, so.
All right, Arlington.
All right.
I've been hogging up this interview, Arlington. I'm gonna let you ask a.
Exactly, just like I just did right there. So, well, he kind of stole my question a little bit, but I'm gonna kind of add a little mix to it. First off, you mentioned about you in this defensive coordinator situation. Are you willing to kind of let that go, or do you want to kind of hold on to the reins before you decide to make a decision for a defensive defensive coordinator? Because you still got that defensive mindset, and I'm like, is there something like you and just the offensive coordinator can kind of work that out, or are you really going to look at putting a defensive coordinator in that position?
Well, I've been in a situation before, with head coaching where that those situations were best for our mission to have a coordinator on each side of the ball. And I'm being honest, I've been in some situations where, hey, you head coach and you coordinate the side of the ball. Um, I will say with this current Texas Syndicate situation, we haven't maybe really announced it as much, but we have about two or three guys on. We have about two two guys for sure that are on the defensive side of the ball that have been on staff for weeks now, going on a month and some change. And we've been continually interviewing coaches to fill that third role or third slot, so to speak, for defense. So GM and I, we are interviewing and we're talking with people and chatting with people, as well as dialoguing with the coaches that we have on staff. With that, it's not hard to give up the range, right? Because you gotta. It's not. You gonna keep hearing me say it. It's not about me. It's about we. That's something. That's an aura that we're gonna have. That's something that we live. That's something that we're gonna breathe. So you gotta practice what you preach with that. You can't tell the players that crap if you ain't doing it. And although we'll fall short and not be perfect, we got to get back on track with it. So it's not hard. To assign somebody else those duties, right? It's not really giving up anything. Hey, assigning those duties. But when you're looking and you're evaluating, you know what your defensive staff is used to, right? And you know what we've put in place as a team already. And although that new person, they have their own style and approach, we know that our targets just have to be the same, right? And not gonna get too deep into it, but you you get somebody or you get people that align with the similar defensive values or similar alignment or similar approach. And then guess what? What they do with it is what they do with it. That's called empowerment, right? It's not just you can't be a single point of failure in nothing you do in life. So just like we're trying to evolve these players and elevate these players, we're gonna do that with the coaches, we're gonna do that with the front office people, we're gonna do that with every player, staff, and front office person's family. Like everybody, we should have somebody, if not multiple people, getting elevated from each department when it comes to the syndicate. So, hey, You know, if you want to interview for defensive coordinator, hey, let's roll with it. Let's talk with it. We've been chatting with people anyway already, but it's about finding people that have the similar mindsets and similar values, right? And then how they articulate those values. That's where you got to empower them and let them roll. You don't have to use the same words or the same lingo. Long as the target and the mission and the destination that y'all trying to go after is the same.
See, Arlington, this is what I love about it, and you see it from, and I'm just going to use the COFL as a whole, right? You see it from the top, and you see it as it's trickulated down into the teams, right? Where it's all about family and all of that stuff, and it's about the fans. And you really see it with the syndicate a lot with Quincy. Like Arlington, when we were there at the showcase, right? Like you could see the closeness with all of these guys that they all had, with going from Quincy, the owner, down to coach, and to everybody. And I mean, even Heidi, who's behind the scene as what is Heidi's and Jen here? What's Heidi's exact title? I forgot.
She's like director of marketing. Hey, I tell people director admin as the admin lady. You know what I'm saying? But Miss Heidi, you know, her and I, we got ties from Alabama, so her and I were together in Alabama. So she's solid, but she's director of marketing, and then Miss Jen. Hey man, Miss Jen might get me if I say the wrong words, but like director of community engagement or community relations. So Miss Heidi, she the director, admin person lady, and Miss Jen, she the one that is the director of shaking hands and kissing babies and connecting dialogue and people to us. That's how I explained it.
There's Jen right there. She goes, I am the growth, community, and guest relations.
See, relations, right? Something like that.
Right, yeah.
But both of those ladies though, they do more than what people think. So yeah, we do the football piece and all that crap, but like dialoguing us with business, dialoguing us with people, dialoguing us with community events, making sure our social medias are up to point, making sure our flyers and public posts and anything is articulated properly. With Miss Heidi, she is always on the freaking phone, handling things with the front office, with me, with the players. She takes pride in those freaking players. Like I'm talking about, she ain't just behind the scenes in the stands with a nice little pretzel or anything. She gonna get down there and get down to business, right? Whereas Miss Jen, you know, is we share a lot of dialogue throughout the day. We talk about personal development and mental health things or words of encouragement, just different things that we're actually going to do. So Ms. Jen, she got that chicken scratch stuff too, to where she get that paper and pen and start writing things, but she applied things. And Ms. Heidi is more of that finger and voice, and you better get after it. But they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand.
There you go. Now, Coach, clip it. Coach, we had your guy on, your QB on.
Yeah.
The other day, and you were watching the show.
Yeah.
and your guy said he'd run through a wall. Right? He said, I'll run through a wall. I forget what it was. He said he'd run through the wall far. Right? Oh, for the Bears. And you got on there and said, no, you ain't running through no wall. Right?
Yeah.
You know who your quarterback is. You've seen his tape and all of that stuff, right? What is your thoughts on your quarterback? Because he seems like he is really a true team leader, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts? Do you want him running through a wall, or do you want him to wait until later in the season to start running through walls? Or like, what is that conversation that you've had with them? And look, he's laughing about it, Arlington, because, you know, what coach wouldn't want their QB running through a wall for him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, with Mr. Hunt, man, that was just me jaw jacking with him, but I don't want him to wait for nothing. Something with all of our players and just even our staff, right? We're gonna be smart with what we do, right? But it's about adapting and it's about adjusting in the moment. Situation dictates, right? We're gonna be smart. We're gonna have good decision making. We're gonna learn quickly from our decision making in the moment. As far as Jeremy's leadership, he's body language, man. He's like he's not a silent person, right? But I get like that. His actions are like Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard was playing and healthy and doing this thing, right? He don't have to do all the chant and get in the huddle and speak and be seen and all that. I believe that the team is going to support him, trust him, and run through a wall for him, which will help him minimize having to run through a wall because of just his presence, man. Uh, he's a guy that practices what he preaches. He's unselfish. He's gonna take the play and take the game plan, right? And he's the commander out there on the field at the end of the day. It's up to us, coaches and staff, to put the people, our players, in a solid position based off of different situations. But like I've told any quarterback that I've coached on any level, hey, follow your heart out there in combat, man. You know what I'm saying? We give them right and left limits, and then guess what? Hey, do the darn thing. You literally saw that last night if you listened to Indiana's quarterback's post game interview, right? So that was a designed quarterback draw, right? Based off of a coverage. So they put in that play, that quarterback draw play. They blocked it a little different, but they did it based off of the coverage that Miami has always shown. And they called the timeout. Miami stayed in that coverage, looked like pre-snap. But if you listen to the actual play of the quarterback, yes, Miami was in that coverage pre-snap, post-snap. It sounded the way he articulated it sounded like they were in split coverage. One side was the zone that Indiana was ready for. The other side was man. He didn't have time to think and all that stuff like that. He saw, he reacted. Something I tell my players, don't think, just do. So with Mr. Hunt, man, looking forward to making a lot of memories with him, his offensive line, his offensive unit, and the defensive guys, man. Like looking forward to the combat battles every week and then putting it together on game day.
All right, Arlington, you go because I know you got a question. I saw you over there writing something down. So go.
I got nothing.
Oh my God! Yeah, yeah. See, you see, Coach. You see what I have to deal with sometimes.
No, I'm teasing. No, I do want to talk about the importance of the women that are involved with the Texas Syndicate because, you know, a lot of times when you're hearing about ladies, they don't really fit within the mix. Why do Jen and Heidi fit the mold with the Texas Syndicate and how they're able to get the message out about what's coming forth for the 2026 season? How important is that for you?
Oh, that's extremely important because we're looking for executors at the end of the day with the Texas Syndicate. It's not really gender based and all that stuff. What I will say about those two ladies, they demand, and their presence and their aura does the demanding for them. What I mean by that, if Miss Heidi puts something out, everyone's going to follow suit, and if they can't follow suit, um, they will let the proper people know, right? Or hey, you know, can you assist me with following suit? With Miss Jen, she is the same way. She does her research. She makes her research straight and sweet and to the point. Um, she has a lot of ideas. but Miss Jen has the ability that only few people have, where she'll have a lot of ideas, but she focuses on like 1 to 3 things at a time. You know what I'm saying? And she'll make sure the people that need to be with her attacks those ideas, and then we move on to the next. So Miss Jen is brainstorm, put it on paper, doesn't like we'll put it on the pretty little font in template later, but let's put it on paper, so to speak, right? And then Miss Heidi, she's gonna go out there and make people handshake, right? Or make people dialogue with you, or get us the resources that we need, or get us to the point of contact that can get us those resources. And then Miss Heidi will formulate it on the pretty little template, right? So they are both needed for the Texas Syndicate. Like really bad they are, and they are appreciated, and we're gonna keep appreciating them. And we we don't always agree, right? And everything's not perfect, but nothing is perfect. All we all expect and demand out of each other is perfect energy, perfect body language, and perfect effort. So shout out to those two ladies, man. And hey, the buck starts and stops with them. They run it, man. Like they handling it. But we got more. Hey, but we got more work to be done. The job is not finished. This ain't the destination.
That kind of sounds like me and Arlington, because we're never perfect, but yet somehow we still get along after all these years. I don't know how. I mean, Coach, can you blame the guy? I mean, he's had to deal with me for like 8 years now. Can you blame the guy? I mean, don't you feel sorry for him? Because I feel sorry for him every day.
Oh man,
that he has to deal with this idiot.
I have no idea. Y'all have no idea. But let me ask you this though, Coach Champagne, as we have an exclusive interview with James Champagne, the head coach of the Texas Syndicate. You guys, you look fairly young, man. I'm gonna be real with my age. I'm 41, man.
I'm 50.
And you, yeah, you are
50 this year,
guys,
September.
It looks like the leadership of this squad is very young, like probably one of the youngest on the professional level. What does that mean for you guys and the leadership roles that you're taking? And then you're going to be talking with pros that are probably a little bit older than you. How is that going to mesh? Because there are times there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, but you younger than me, man. Like, how you know more than me? You know, you'll have some people that's like that. So how are you trying to keep all of that, like even with the egos and stuff, together as you prepare going on with this 2026 season?
It's not going to be easy, but so I was in the United States Army, right? I did 7 years in the Army. I was human resource professional or admin in the Army. 5 of those years was I was admin for an Army unit that was infantry, mechanized infantry, and then the other portion was combat arms, tankers, and things of that nature. So I was a young soldier representing our admin section and having to brief lieutenant colonels and command sergeant majors and first sergeants and captain commanders weekly for commanding staff. We call it commanding staff, but it's basically weekly staff meetings. So I had to do that for 4.5 out of my 7 years in the Army. The last 2 years in the Army, where I finished out in San Antonio, I did for a Southern Command, for the Southern component of the Army South. So I had experience with, being young or inexperienced in people's eyes, but just controlling what you can control. Whatever my assignment was, if I was the person that took the notes, I was a note taker. If I was the person that recorded the meeting, I did that. If I just had to do my one particular section talking about evaluations or whatever, that's what it was. And that's kind of our leadership staff has had their own shared experiences within their industry or career paths prior to getting into sports and while getting into sports. So um, we just gotta, long as we're consistent with our message and we stay stern and true to our life values, which leads into our team values, we'll be a-okay. Another thing about that is too, you are the company you keep in a sense, right? So yeah, we might be young in age, so to speak, or people assume. People probably think I'm younger than what I actually am, but I can't control what people think, right? Um, we have we have coaches on our staff that have age on them and that have experience too. It's not about a position doesn't mean you know everything. Um, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find another room to get into. Les Brown said that. So it's about everyone having an assignment, everyone having an objective, everyone having right and left limits to that task, and you have a person that's kind of just, I don't like to use the word manage, but just trusting and verifying, making sure that, hey, look, hey, make sure we got the practice plans, and hey, make sure if we're doing this community event, do we have the supplies? Do we have our flyers? Do we have our brochures? Do we have our clothes that we're wearing? Whatever it is. So it ain't about just knowing everything and barking orders because of some title, man. This business and this profession, everybody has a part in. You need to do it at a high level, even if you're the person that's getting the broom, or you're the person that's sweeping the floor, or the person that's picking up the stuff that's on the floor, or you're the person that's transporting that trash to a different place. Like, that's just an analogy, right? So ain't nobody job bigger than the other person, because we need everybody to get it done at the end of the day. That's it.
Right, this is the X Fan Show exclusive with Coach James Champagne of the Texas Syndicate. Coach, we got about a 1 minute left because Arlington has another show he has to do right after this. And I want to end with this question right here.
I like that.
Kevin goes.
Yeah, I like that.
Coach, what is your ultimate goal for the upcoming season?
Our ultimate expectation is, of course, to be the last team standing, right, within our league. That's number one. Number two, focus on the journey, not the destination, right? So obviously, being the last team standing within our league, that's the destination. But what we're gonna do is focus on the journey at hand to get to that moment. Um, that's the ultimate expectation for this season.
He's sitting there laughing at you, Coach. That was so rude, wasn't it?
No, I'm laughing at your owner. Your owner has been texting me throughout the show. I can't say what he said. No,
what's he been saying?
It's about me, so I'm not saying it.
Oh, it's about you. Hey, listen.
It's about me.
I think that's funny. Right here, what Jen says, to be the best, you rise with him. He's younger than me, but I chose to want to learn from him. The GM is younger than us. Others seasoned. Everyone in this syndicate has an incredible role,
man,
that
excites me. That excites me right there. It does. And I want to be like Jeremy and run through a wall for the syndicate, man. Because look, if that's what it's going to take, and then y'all can provide a winning, even you don't win as long as you provide the entertainment, you bring the fun, and you bring the seriousness within the squad. I think y'all have success down the road, especially within this Continental Football League. So I know winning is always.
It did something to add to that too, right? So a lot of us on the coaching staff, you know, to society or to Continental Football League or whatever, I guess we look young, but can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're listening. No, we can still hear you, Coach. You're good.
My AirPods went out. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of us had to a lot of us has had experience doing this in another life with coaching, right? Now, every situation is different, right? So you can't assume that everything's gonna end the same, but everybody's combat proven in their own way and sense, and it's just about putting it all together. And that's what it boils down to. Just waiting on May, June, and July to hit. We know what our expectation wants to be, right? But we understand that everything you gotta adjust and adapt that paper every now and then. You can write every pretty moment on a piece of paper. You can have the plan down to the T, but you gotta be able to adapt it and adjust it too in that moment to get back on track or to stay on track. So
clip it. I love that. I love that. Arlington, I love that. All right, Coach Champagne, thank you for joining us. I know you guys got some events coming up in February. So I know we want to get you on the X Fan Show. We did this exclusive for you guys because they wanted to get it out there and get people to know you even more. So we thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to join us on this show. And Coach, will you do me a favor? Will you pop onto Arlington's show and give him some trouble?
Yeah, no problem. Yes, sir.
Will you please pop on there and give him some trouble?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he's probably going to talk about some Indiana football, maybe talk some wrestling, maybe talk some basketball.
I love the wrestling talk.
My man, James.
So I watch a little bit sometimes during the day. I was like, oh, man, I didn't know he was a wrestling fan. Okay.
Hey, listen, I love it. For me, it's white trash. I love it. I love white trash soap opera. So that's what I consider wrestling to me. White trash soap opera.
Oh,
hey,
God.
James, if whatever you want to say, man, we can talk about it there. Because join the ride, man. I'll see y'all at 12 o'clock. I gotta go.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you for joining us. Tell people where they can follow you and all of that stuff.
So you can follow me on Facebook, James Champagne. You can follow me on Twitter, Coach_Champagne. Instagram, Coach_Champagne. LinkedIn, James Champagne. And I'm on TikTok as well. It's Coach Champagne. That's where y'all can follow me on social media. Follow our syndicate pages as well as Continental Football League pages. They have Facebook. They have Twitter as well. They have Instagram. Syndicate, we have TikTok as well. And then a lot of our staff members are on LinkedIn as well. Thank y'all to all the staff. Thank you to Continental Football League. Thank you to the Texas Syndicate, from the front office to our players to all our coaching staffs. Shout out to Round Rock, Texas as well. They had Texas Syndicate out. They had us out there for a MLK event in the Round Rock area. Beautiful MLK service. We did our walk. Chatted a little bit with the community there, so that was pretty special. So not only the week before last, we were in Fort Worth and Dallas for Dream Bowl and College Showcase, but this past weekend we were in Round Rock, handling that, and it just being out there in the community, but just witnessing, observing, dialoguing. So good memories were made with that. So.
I love it. I love how you guys are in the community and doing stuff like that. Coach, like I said, we're gonna get you on the X Fan Show closer to as the season comes, because that one's at nighttime, so it's a little more laid back. We don't have to be quite as professional as we do during the day.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So,
yes,
Coach, thank you, congratulations, and best of luck to you in the upcoming leading up to the season and all of that stuff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, this is the X Fan Show. Literally right after this, you can tune into the A Train. Let them ride. You can join the ride with my partner Arlington on his show right after that. You'll see us Thursday night on the X Fan Show, where we're going to be talking playoff football, anything related sports, maybe some UFL talk. We might even talk some more Continental Football League news. Other than that, I am your man Spurge. Make sure you tune into Arlington. I will see you guys on Thursday.